delivering big hits at just the right time. And check out the defense, making the routine and the not-so-routine plays look easy. And let's not forget the bullpen, nearly unhittable recently, cleaning up and closing out. It all adds up to a 7-game win streak and a chance for a perfect homestand. And now, everybody, nice to have you with us today at Nationals Park. Johnny Holiday along with Rob Dibble. The Diamondbacks and Nationals wrapping up this 3-game weekend series. The Nats have taken the first 2 ball games on Friday night. They come back last night, Saturday night. Although nobody in baseball, Rob, has got a better winning streak right now than this ball club has. 7 consecutive wins.
Well, it's been fun to watch, too. I mean, once they came together as a team, they've really been doing a great job. Starting rotation needs to maybe tighten it up a little bit, but Garrett Mock was outstanding. Look at that, 11-4 in the last 15. 7 straight, and then 4-0-2 in the last 6 series. That's what we're talking about. Just taking 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, win every series you can possibly win. And you know what? Now they look like a really good ball club. They're a team. Guys are contributing on defense. Guys contribute now offensively all the way down through the order. And that's when you know you have a good team, that you can pick each other up. When you're down 5-6 runs early, you keep coming back. That's character.
And there's a lot of guys you could talk about who are stepping up for this ball club. Here's one right here. Nobody's hotter than Josh Willingham.
No, he's been tremendous. He took that left field or right field job, whichever you want to say, but he held on to it, and now he's going strong.
We'll be back with the starting lineups. The first pitch coming up. Nats and D-backs from Nationals Park. Capital, 92 degrees here at game time. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful day for a sweep, Mr. Dibble, as the Nats look to sweep the Arizona Diamondbacks out of D.C. They won the first 2 ball games, coming from behind both of those to do so. And now it's up to J.D. Martin to see if he can continue this winning streak today.
Well, it's all about getting ahead of the hitters, Johnny, and staying on them and getting 6 innings out of our starting rotation and maybe help the bullpen out a little bit. But the way they've been playing, I don't think any deficit can't be overcome by this offense.
And a swing and a miss from Trent Olson, the left fielder. 135 the first pitch. And when you take a look at J.D. Martin, 4 starts, 0-2 record, 7.16 ERA for J.D. He's had good success against left-handed batters. They're only hitting .226 against him. There's a shot to right field, and there's a left-handed batter off the wall and gone. And it's a 1-0 Arizona lead, and Olchen's leadoff home run.
Well, that was quick.
Didn't even finish reading what the left-handers were doing against him. My goodness.
Well, they're doing a little better right now as Olchen hits a leadoff home run and pitches up. The ball carries during the day, and Olchen gets all of this ball. J.D. Martin tries to come inside, 1-1 pitch. Down and in, the sweet spot to left-handers, well, and right-handers, and that ball leaves the yard.
Here's a guy hitting .273. That's only his second home run of the season and his second RBI of the season for the D-backs left fielder. Ryan Roberts is stepping now, the second baseman. He was 0 for 1 last night. Bob Carpenter taking a couple of days off. And as Bob reminded me yesterday, he'll be comfortably in a nice reclining chair by the time this game is underway back in Oklahoma. Now we'll take a look at the Southwest starting lineups for Arizona. Well, you have seen the leadoff hitter, Trent Olchen, hit a home run. Roberts flies to Morgan at center. He's batting second. Stephen Drew steps in now, the shortstop for the D-backs, followed by Mark Reynolds, Chad Tracy, Chris Snyder, Alex Romero in right field. Chris Young will be in center today. And Yosmadro Petit on the mound. He's yet to get a base hit for the Diamondbacks. 1-0 they lead, and a homer from the leadoff batter, Trent Olchen.
Well, and give A.J. Hinch a lot of credit. He shuffled his lineup. He needed a little bit more offensive punch, and Olchen comes through right off the bat.
And a swinging off the mask of Josh Bard, catching Martin today. Boy, Garrett Mock was happy after last night, wasn't he, Rob? And getting his first win. He was happy to get the pie in the face, the shaving cream in the face.
Well, and he had not been pitching well, Johnny, and he really needed to go out and establish a good game, and he got it last night.
And after the leadoff home run, Drew flies to left field. That's the second out of the first inning here. And taking a look at the Nats defense this afternoon, let's go around the diamond. Zimmerman at third and Guzman at short. Gonzalez at second, Dunn at first today. Bard is catching Martin, and the outfield of Willingham and Morgan and Dukes from left to right. J.D. Martin looking for his first win of the season. Last outing against Florida went 4 1/3. Got tagged pretty good for 6 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 4, and struck out 2. Longest outing for J.D. has been 6 against Milwaukee. That was July 30th.
Well, the thing Mock did a very good job of, and he may not have had his best stuff that I've seen this year, but his changeup, his curveball, and his fastball were at different levels. So he was changing eye level, and that's what J.D. Martin's going to have to do with this lineup.
What do you do with this guy, Mark Reynolds? Unbelievable. I was looking last night when they said it's his 35th home run of the year.
Yep.
35 home runs, 79 RBIs.
10 homers in the last 15 games. But for me, you got to get inside on him with fastball so he can't get full extension. And then you go breaking balls down in the dirt away. He strikes out an awful lot. There's a great breaking ball away.
Just missed the outside court. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 down at the top of the first. Reynolds had a 2-run homer last night, accounting for both of the D-backs runs in a 5-2 loss. And he'll pop it high off the first base line, but drifting over by the dugout. Dunn comes over, got it right there at the railing. And after that leadoff homer by Olchen, that's the Diamondbacks. They're retired the next 3 in a row. We go to the bottom of the first. 1-0 Arizona. 1-0 Arizona. We go to the bottom of the first, and Nigel Morgan leads off for the Nationals. Boy, has he been on fire since he came to this ball club from Pittsburgh with a .303 batting average, but .358 here with Washington. 48 for 134. And pops it behind shortstop. Drifting back is Drew. He gives away to the left fielder, and Olchin's got it, and there's one down. Now the Southwest lineup today for the Nationals will look this way for Jim Riggleman's lineup card. Morgan just leading off. Christian Guzman steps in now, the number 2 hole. Then Ryan Zimmerman at third, followed by Adam Dunn at the cleanup spot. Willingham at left. He's been red hot. Elijah Dukes in right today. Josh Bard and Alberto Gonzalez. He's been hitless in the last 2 games in the series. And J.D. Martin at ninth in the Nats order. So Morgan has gone to the bottom of the first in a hot, steamy day at Nationals Park. 92 in the thermometer, and as Guzman steps out, the pitch is called, strike in the outside corner.
Well, and the most difficult thing is they're trying to see if, they've already traded Anderson Hernandez. They know he wasn't going to be an everyday player. Now, Belliard's been on fire, but you still want to see if Alberto Gonzalez can be an everyday player. So it's tough. Jim Riggleman is kind of forced to shuffle the lineup. If you were to play the hottest guys on this team right now, leave them in there, I think this team could win an awful lot of games. Problem is, they're not going to make the playoffs. So you're trying to evaluate this team, who's going to be here next year, who's going to get dumped in the offseason, and so on. But there's a lot of guys that are sitting the bench that are swinging hot bats right now.
I think a lot of time also lost in the conversation, Rob, is the fact that the catching situation, we haven't seen Flores hardly at all this year since he got hurt. Guzman swinging a miss, and he's gone on strike 3. What do you do if you look a good solid second baseman on this ball club? The rest of the lineup is really pretty good.
Yeah, the rest of the lineup is excellent. Right. You have to be strong up the middle. And Bard has done an excellent job. Will Nieves has done a decent job. But it's as much about calling games, throwing out runners, being good defensively up the middle. So you start catcher, shortstop, second base, center field. Center field, they've got Nigel Morgan. You've got Elijah Dukes. You've got Justin Maxwell in the minor leagues. If he starts hitting, he can play center field. So the bottom line is you got to have a second baseman next year. And you also have to start thinking about the future when Guzman is too old to be the shortstop.
Yeah, right.
You've got to have a young shortstop. So instead of, I know they're drafting an awful lot of pitchers. You got to start getting some good middle infielders down on the farm.
Well, the guy on the mound today, Zimmerman, hits a shot to center over Young's head, bounces over the fence for a ground rule. Did he tattoo that pitch? And Zimmerman's hit streak is now at 13 in a row.
Well, this guy doesn't really have an awful lot of stuff to get you out. A hanging breaking ball right there. Zim is so on fire that he just tattoos this thing to the deepest part of the ballpark on a line. Chris Young can't run it down. Bounces out for what they call a book rule double or a ground rule double. And now it's up to Adam Dunn to try to drive him in.
And you talk about hot, Rob, when you look at what he's done in this 13 consecutive ball games he's hit safely, 21 for 44. That's over a 465 average. Petit throws to second, trying to get Zimmerman back. Roberts on the tag, but late. Adam Dunn, the Nats first baseman, 377 average the last 21 games. He too's got a hitting streak, along with Guzman at 14. Dunn's got an 8 streak. Willingham's got a 7-game streak.
No, their bench coach over there, Kirk Gibson, who I had many, many battles with at the major league level, and obviously a lot of people know some of his great exploits at the World Series. I won most of the National League battles. I did not win one in the American League. He got me for a home run when he was back with the Tigers at the end of his career. But he said our 1 through 5 are as good as anybody they've seen. And so that's a very good compliment for our offense. That ball's out of here.
Dunn, a tremendous drive to right field. And it is gone! Home run for Adam Dunn, and the Nationals lead 2-1. That for Adam Dunn is number 30 on the year. RBIs 83 and 84.
Well, Pat Listash told me, Johnny, before the game that this guy was going to hit 2 home runs. There's number 1. So when Pat Listach tells you 3 hours before the ball game even starts, Dunn's going to get this guy and get him bad for 2. There's 1. Now you're back in the lead. That's how good this offense is. 2 outs, a 2-out double by Zim, and then the home run.
He also took Petit deep back in May 8th in Phoenix. So he likes whatever he's throwing up there, and a swing and a foul back from Willingham.
Well, he's not throwing a whole lot of them.
No, he's not. 30 home runs, 6 straight with at least 30 for Dunn. I'd smile too, Adam, if I were you. Number 30 of the year. And wow.
And he's 10 away from being all by himself with 6 consecutive 40 home run seasons. That would be one better than Babe Ruth in the history of Major League Baseball. So
right now with 30 for the Nationals this year, Alfonso Soriano hit 46 back in 2006. And the way he's been swinging the bat, anything is possible, isn't it?
Yep. Well, you got the rest of this game and then 50 more ball games. So I think he can get at least 10 more in those 50 games.
Grounded down the third base line. It's a fair ball, and Willingham continues to swing the hot bat. This will be an easy stand-up double for Josh. Ball gets caught in the corner, and Willingham continues his hitting streak now at 8 consecutive. 3 consecutive base hits. Zimmerman's double, Dunn's home run, and now Willingham's 2-bagger.
Well, I wasn't too worried. I've said this to Bob many, many times, Johnny. Hitters let you know what you have, and your record usually reflects that. But Herron gave up about 40 less hits than innings pitched. This guy's given up 61 hits in 57 innings pitched this year. Got almost a 6 ERA. So I don't think there was too much about Petit that makes you nervous as a hitter.
Yeah, he had a no-hitter into the 8th inning his last start against Pittsburgh. Left the ball game with a 1-hitter. First time in his career going more than 7 innings against the Pirates. August the 4th. And it's no balls and 1 strike, 2 down here in the first. And the Nats have regained the lead at 2-1. With Willingham at second and Petit. Foul back out of play as Elijah Duke steps in for the first time. 248 hitter. He had some game against Florida last week.
Well, Elijah's one of the most talented youngsters on this ball club. Went down to the minor leagues, did a great job down there working on the corner outfield positions. Now he's back, and in this lineup, he's got so much protection, he can work on his offense and start trying to drive the ball to right center field.
Saw you talking to him around the batting cage yesterday. Dukes are grounded to third. And an easy tag out of Willingham coming to third. But Adam Dunn has put the Nats up 2-1 with a shot over their right center field wall off Petit. And we go to the top of the second. 2-1 Washington. And Zimmerman and the Diamondbacks and the Nationals got some interesting numbers to look at. 370 average for Ryan since the All-Star break. Rob, 10 homers and 23 RBIs.
Well, this team has been carrying the pitching for a long time, Johnny. And now that they're really hot and the pitching's gotten better, the defense has gotten better, that's why you see 11 out of 15 and 4 series won and 2 tied. And that's baseball. That's the way you're supposed to play. Show up and expect to win.
Chad Tracy did not play last night. He leads off here in the top of the second. Arizona's first baseman. He's got 6 homers, driven in 31 with a 224 batting average. Grounded down at first. Easy toss to Markland as one down here in the top of the second. Chris Snyder catching today. Yusmeiro Petit will step in.
Well, we've talked so much about accountability, and when you're winning and playing winning baseball, you don't want to be the guy that's held accountable for blowing it. Blowing a save, blowing the win, get your good quality starts in, go 6 or 7 innings. You don't want to make errors on defense. And we talked about this maybe 6 weeks ago. That's what makes the Phillies so tough. They don't want to blow it on defense. They don't want to blow it on offense, and they push each other. And that's the way the Nationals are playing. They're pushing each other.
Talking about defense, no errors last night for this ball club. It seemed like one stretch there a couple of weeks ago, Rob. It was 1 error, 2 errors almost every game. But they have really tightened up the defense.
Well, and here's the thing, too, Johnny, as we've seen the entire season with the makeshift lineup, some of the injuries, some of the guys struggling offensively. You've had different defensive alignments almost daily.
Right.
And it's hard to play defense. This is like basketball. You got to know where guys are. Has this guy got my back? You know, Zimmerman's defense has been outstanding, especially since the All-Star game. But it's more about playing together on a daily basis.
Easy fly ball to Dukes and right, and Snyder is retired. And there's 2 quick outs here in the second.
I mean, there was a play, I think we're in Pittsburgh, and Niger went for a ball and missed it, and Elijah Dukes was backing him up. And that's when you know you're playing some good defensive baseball, that guys know, okay, he's going to go for it. I better have his back. I got to back him up on this play. And that's what team baseball is all about. Fundamental stuff like that you learn in Little League that now they're actually doing at this level, because you know what? Elijah was supposed to be a center fielder. Now he's a right fielder. He's got different duties. You have different duties that you have to focus on.
It's good outfield he got today.
Oh, it's excellent outfield out there right now.
And Duke's out there. And as you said, if Rick Eckstein can get Maxwell to come around a little bit with his hitting, that's another plus. J.D. Martin, 6'4", 200-pounder from Ridgecrest, California, 26 years of age. And he has been at exotic places as Burlington, Columbus, Kinston, Buffalo, Akron, Lake County, Mahoning Valley. Let's go back to Kinston again, then back to Akron, and then to Buffalo.
Are those exotic places?
Yes. Have you been to Kinston?
I've been to a lot of them. No, I have not been there. I didn't play in the Southern League, but I played in every other minor league system.
All of our friends and viewers watching down there in North Carolina on Masson today know where Kinston is, and nice little hotbed of minor league baseball. Count is 3 balls and 2 strikes to Alex Romero. He's on a 6-game hitting streak for A.J. Hinch's ball club. We're at the top of the second. Line drive to Morgan, backs up, one-hands it, piece of cake. It's a 1-2-3 second for Martin. We'll go to the bottom of the second. 2-1, Nats lead.
when he's catching 5 out of 7 or 6 out of 7 days. He's had to concentrate on calling games, being a better defensive player, and it's not a problem if his offense has slipped a little bit, but this guy can hit. I was watching him this morning in the cage. A lot of the players in the lineup all using Adam Dunn's bats.
What's that all about?
Well, he uses a longer bat. It's got a big barrel, maybe the biggest barrel you can get on a bat. It's got a huge knob at the end, so that gives you some nice, a sturdy foundation for your hands and stuff. So, problem is that Adam Dunn's losing all his bats to the rest of the lineup. What is he going to use?
Bard with a long fly. That could be fouled up in the right field seats.
And you know as well as I do, there's the 44, but guys are superstitious. They maybe pull one bat out of 12 out of a box that is their gamer, which is what they're going to use during a regular game. The rest are just going to be for batting practice and whatnot. So to be giving away your gamers to the rest of the lineup, that's pretty generous of Adam.
And Bard swings, same place as the last one. Deposited foul up in the seats down the right field line.
I played with Gary Sheffield my final year as an active player, and I was hurt. 96 with the Marlins. He had maybe 30 dozen bats, maybe more, and he would pick out 3 that would be his gamers, and nobody ever touched them. They were in his bag. He brought them everywhere with him.
Barta grounded to third. Nice scoop by Reynolds across to Tracy, and there's one down here in the second.
Former Virginia Cavaliers showing Ryan Zimmerman that he can play some defense like the Zimster. Right there, Bard hits it, gets a piece of it. If the shortstop catches it, this is probably a hit. So Reynolds cuts it off and makes a 360. Great play.
Interesting, at Virginia, Reynolds was the shortstop, and then Zimmerman was the third baseman.
Zim's I'm not going to say a lot bigger. Okay, he's a lot bigger than Reynolds. So,
you just said
Ryan Zimmerman's more of a third baseman type than Reynolds. I think either one could probably play shortstop in college. A little different at the major league level.
Reynolds 35 home runs, and Ryan's got 24. No balls and a strike to Alberto Gonzalez. Looking to get his first hit in the series. 0 for 2 last night, 0 for 2 Friday night.
Well, he had a big sacrifice fly last night, but he continues to put the ball in the air. That's not his game.
And Petit delivers. And a shot to right field. That's going to go for extra bases. Gonzalez with at least 2. And he gets his first base hit of the series. A double off the right center field wall. And the Nats have another runner in scoring position now, already up 2-1 with 1 down in the bottom of the second.
Well, I guess Alberto shows me as he goes opposite field for a double.
Much for that.
Yeah, but this guy's throwing a lot of hanging breaking balls, and it could be a field day for the hitters if he continues to leave those breaking balls up in the zone.
Tom Hallion working behind the plate today. Phil Cousy is the first base umpire. Brian O'Nora at second. Jerry Crawford down to third. And J.D. Martin has been to the dish 4 times this year, 0 for 4. Oh, pretty good cut there.
It's a nice hack.
Yes. And it's 0-1. 25th game in 25 days for this Nationals ball club. The last day they had off was back during the All-Star break. And tomorrow they're looking forward. Line drive by Martin to base hit to left field. And Gonzalez will go to third.
Now 1 for 5. Well, a lot of Petit's pitches are up in the zone. Another ball that's just up enough for Martin to smoke into left field. You see Gonzalez freeze. Great job of base running right there. He walks over to third base, and it's 1st and 3rd now with 1 out.
And we go back to the top of the Nationals order. Nyjer Morgan. 1 for 4 Friday, 1 for 4 Saturday. Flies out to center field his first time up. Or flied out to left his first time up. 8 stolen bases with Washington. 8 RBIs with Washington. 16 stolen bases.
Well, he's been such a nice offensive weapon and table setter, but on defense, it's really helped the defense too. But when he gets on base, if he walks, it's at least a double. Once he gets on base, he really disrupts the flow and the groove the pitcher's trying to get into.
And Rob, don't you like the way that he runs out everything?
Oh, I love the kid.
Everything.
He met Kirk Gibson down by the batting cage inside today, and it was like he just met Santa Claus. He was so happy. I mean, this is a 29-year-old man we're talking about.
Yeah.
And they were talking hockey. They were talking about Kirk Gibson's son playing hockey in Michigan. And I mean, it was just, that's the type of kid he is. He's just a wonderful kid to be around.
And there's a fly down the left field line, and Olsen can't get to it in time. Johnny Holiday along with Rob Dibble. Bob Carpenter taking a couple of days off. Bob will be back with you on Thursday here at Nationals Park. 92 degrees at game time today, and the Nats have got a 2-1 lead. And we're working here in the bottom of the second inning. 7-game winning streak, undefeated week. Everybody in the nation's capital feeling pretty good. And the 0-2 from Petit to Morgan. Got him on a pitch, breaking inside. And Morgan is gone. So there's 2 down. And Christian Guzman struck out swinging in the first.
Well, now Christian's got to come up with a 2-out base hit right here. Try to get that run in from third. Niger Morgan wasn't able to put it in play, and Niger doesn't strike out an awful lot. It was a good breaking ball by Petit.
And first pitch swinging, fouls it down the first base line. Look at the hitting streaks for this ball club. Guzman, Zimmerman, Dunn, Willingham, Morgan, Belliard.
And a lot of Guzman's have been multi-hit games. Zimmerman, he's just on fire with his power numbers too.
Yeah, Guzman, the switch hitter, had a notion, held up, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Guzman 1 for 3 in previous meetings against Petit. In fact, Adam Dunn has kind of owned him. He was 2 for 4 coming in the ballgame today with a home run. And Guzman hits a shot to right if it's fair. Fair, but it's foul. And Alex Romero, the right fielder, emphatically motioning it was fouled past that foul pole. Well, Christian takes a walk back to the batter's box. Good slow-mo swing of Guzman.
Exmo capturing the action right there. Little body English by Christian. That would have been nice to get a 3-run home run with 2 outs.
Martin down at first and Gonzalez at third. And Petit ahead in the count, 1-2. Just missed outside. Yusmeiro Petit against the Nationals, 1-1 career-wise with a 7.36 ERA. He has pitched better on the road than he has at home. Guzman again a foul ball.
Still out
the first base bat.
This guy throws a lot of junk, a lot of off-speed stuff. You saw Christian way out in front of that, but still staying alive. The guy throws about 88 miles an hour. He's not going to be able to throw it by you, so you can sit back a little more and wait on those breaking pitches.
Opponents hitting only 163 against Petit on the road, and much better at home, 314. The Nats have 5 hits. We're in the second inning. And the count even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. J.D. Martin at first. Alberto Gonzalez at second.
Well, we put that 14-inning scoreless streak to bed for Petit.
That was early
in the first inning. Stopped that whole second longest streak. Bye-bye. We stopped a few streaks this year. Whoa!
Just did miss that lady walking up.
Poor old lady walking up the stairs.
She wasn't even aware a ball was coming her way.
No. Probably better, though. You don't want her to turn around.
Still moving up the aisle.
Yep.
Usher coming down to make sure she's okay. She says, what ball?
What? Huh? What? What did you say?
Ball.
I'm waiting for Adam Dunn. Is it bobblehead day?
And Guzman now goes left side and fouls it down on a play.
Well, he doesn't like the right side, so he figured, I'll go the other way. This is nice. Getting that guy's pitch count up almost near 40 here in the second inning.
He's had 100 multi-hit games since the start of the 08 season. Tied for the second most in Major League Baseball. From Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Now the 2-2. And he stays alive.
9 pitches now. This is a great 10-pitch at bat at least.
You talked about Petit doesn't throw much. That was 75 in the gun.
Well, yeah,
I think even though I haven't thrown in some time, I might be able.
He is a young version of Livan Hernandez.
It's 24.
How do you take that 73-mile-an-hour floater? This is a frisbee, as they'd call it. Pretty nice backdoor breaking ball, but just off the edge of the pitch track.
So Petit's got the count full. Martin off first, Gonzalez off third. They're both running, and Christian swings and pops it up behind short. Drew drifting back, calls for it, got it. The Nationals had a threat, but they couldn't get a run across. We go to the top of the third, and 2-1 Washington. You want to be sure and get your family fun pack tickets. Get the whole gang out to the ballpark for all Sunday games. You can get a $14 upper right field terrace ticket or a $25 lower left right field reserve ticket. You get a hot dog and non-alcoholic drink and chips. Minimum 2 tickets per purchase. Bring the whole family by early for pregame autographs. Stay for postgame. Kids run the bases. To get your tickets, call 888-632-NATS. Visit Nationals.com or stop by the Nationals Park box office. Get your red on. Big events always taking place here at Nationals Park. So hot you got to put something over to cover your dome. It is warm.
So hot my eyes hurt. Aren't your eyes hot right now?
That's why I got the glasses on. There's some National fans enjoying this hot, steamy Sunday in our nation's capital. But when you're winning, who cares? And you're winning 2-1 Washington. As we go to the top of the third, Chris Young, Yusmeiro Petit, and Trent Olson. With the Diamondbacks, J.D. Martin starting off with a pitch outside for a ball. Young having just a terrible year for the D-backs, only a 193 batting average. 1 for 20, 10 walks in 10 road games. He has 28 RBIs, though, despite that average. 11 stolen bases and 7 home runs. 0 for 4 last night. Rob, do you like to play in hot weather?
Loved it. Loved it. I mean, Cincinnati on that turf throughout the summer and August, July and August, be 140 degrees on the turf during day games. Take you 5 pitches to get loose. You know, when you're out there and you're out in those uniforms every day, you get used to it.
Sure do.
You know, I went over to Iraq a few years ago. It was 127 degrees, and our men and women are fighting 2 wars in that heat with all their uniforms on and all the stuff they got to carry. But you get used to it. I mean, it's what you do.
Little pop up to Gonzalez, and there's one down here in the 3rd.
I'll tell you how we stayed cold, though. They used to put cabbage. They'd take cabbage out of the refrigerator and put it in your hat, and that's how your head would stay cool. They had ammonia water, this ice and ammonia in this water, and they'd squeeze out the towel and put it over your head. I've never felt so refreshed in my life.
Works.
It works.
Yeah.
There's certain things that they do that the trainers know about, and you know, the salt tablets and things like that. You got to stay hydrated, of course.
Sure. J.D. Martin's retired 7 consecutive batters since that leadoff home run from Olchen back in the 1st inning. And Petit is gone. And there's 2 quick outs. Now back to the Diamondbacks' top of the order. The left fielder Trent Olchen with a home run to put Arizona up 1-0. But then Dunn offset that with a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 1st. Four for 12 in the series.
Nice breaking ball.
Yeah, good breaking ball.
This guy's hacking. He hits a home run his first at bat. 71-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and I'm swinging.
I'll show you.
Yep.
And Martin delivers, foul back down the left field line. Let's take you back to the 1st inning.
Down and in. And it's what they call dropping the head of the bat, getting full extension and putting it out of the ballpark. See, now that 0-2 pitch was a waste. He just threw it outside. Why not throw it up and in? Get him back on his heels, then throw a breaking ball on the outside half. Get a strikeout or a ground ball.
And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes to Olchen. And just missed inside. Martin, one of 6 rookies to start for the Nationals this year. Detweiler and Sharon Martis and Mock last night. Stammen, Jordan Zimmerman, all rookies. And we wish Jordan Zimmerman well with
the elbow
problems. Dr. Andrews will take a look at it.
Yeah, he was the one who did my shoulder surgery.
And the 3-2. Foul down the first base line.
Well, and as young as Jordan Zimmerman is, I would have 3, 4, 5 doctors look at my elbow if someone says you need to have surgery, especially if it's Tommy John, the ligament replacement surgery, because once they cut you open, you're never the same.
3 balls and 2 strikes to the Diamondbacks leadoff hitter. Ryan Roberts on deck, then Stephen Drew. J.D. Martin thus far has made 1 bad pitch, and that was to this guy back in the 1st inning. Gonzalez will get it. Can he make the play at first? Almost got him. A heck of a play. But the speedy Olchen beats it out, and he's 2 for 2, and he has the only base hits for Arizona.
Well, it's a great pitcher's pitch, but Olchin fights it off, end of the bat, gets it up the middle. Gonzalez, great play. The guy getting down that line in about 4 seconds. It's not that easy to turn it on a left-handed hitter. Get that play.
Bryant Roberts flew out to Morgan in this first appearance in the first inning. Martin with 44 pitches, 28 strikes thus far, 16 balls. We're in the third inning.
Well, he's not throwing a lot of first pitch strikes. 2 coming into this inning.
84 in the gun.
Just to give you a comparison, the guy, his counterpart, has already thrown 10 first pitch strikes.
I want to take you through some of the places that Petit has pitched to, similar to Martin. And the throw to second, got him. Olchin trying to steal second, and Bard guns him down. Coming up for the Nationals, Zimmerman, Dunn, and Willingham. 2-1 Washington. Nice day for a ball game. 92 at game time. Nats in Atlanta on Tuesday after tomorrow's well-deserved day off. Ending this 25 games in 25 days marathon they've played. Atlanta for 2 on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on to the Cincinnati Reds series on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's extra pregame starting 30 minutes before the first pitch. And the Nationals today, the business at hand, trying to extend their winning streak. And how about Adam Dunn? Swinging the big bat against Petit. He's already homered twice against him this year. He's on deck. Zimmerman will lead off here in the bottom of the third. And that'll be in the on deck circle, and then Willingham and Elijah Dukes if needed. That's the one that's first 2 of the series, looking for another. Well, they've gone the last 6 series 4-0-2. Pretty impressive number. Zimmerman. That'll be 2. Olchin quickly tries to get it in. Ryan diving for second base, and he's in.
He smelled that double, Johnny.
He is 2 for 2. Double in both trips to the plate. That's a way to start off an inning.
He's an offensive juggernaut right now, and he gets another pitch. Fat gets it on the part of the bat, but Olchin does a great job cutting it off. All of a sudden, Ryan's got to kick it in another gear. Check this out, Johnny. As he rounds first, he's like, oh, I better get there. And he dives head first. Not going to get him.
Not going to get him.
Pete Rose used to get him just a little higher than that. Catch him
just a tad.
Just a little bit.
That'll save Adam the problem of having to steal second, or rather Zimmerman having to steal second base. Looking for his first theft of the year.
Yeah, he's not a big thief.
No. Although he has robbed plenty of guys at third base.
Yep.
First time up against Petit, Adam Dunn deposited one of his pitches in the right center field stands to give the Nationals a 2-1 lead with Zimmerman at second. Same scenario as it was back in the first inning right now. The 1-0. Let's see if Listach can hold true to his prediction. What do you say? 2 home runs?
2 today.
2 today.
Nostradamus.
Did McCanny have any prediction of how far Martin will go today?
No, we try not to predict on the starters lately. Bullpen's been outstanding.
They sure have.
It was a big start for Mock after 5 straight starts where the rotation had averaged 4 innings a start, and the bullpen had averaged 5 innings in those starts. It should be about 7-2.
Not good when the bullpen averages better numbers than the starter.
Yeah, our starters have to start going 3 times plus through the lineups.
Nice check swing. Third base umpire Jerry Crawford says he did not go through. 3 balls and a strike. Interesting talking to Jim Riggleman down in the Nats clubhouse before the ball game. He was talking about this winning streak and how, yeah, it's nice you got 7 straight, but you've had to come back all these games. And one of these games, it's not going to be there. And you want to get better performances out of your starters. High five. Pop up behind second base. And let's go down to Debbie Taylor. A little word on Josh Willingham. Debbie?
Well, Josh has raised his batting average 55 points since last season, and even that has impressed Jim Riggleman.
You know, he's just a pro. You know, he's a consummate professional, and he's a driven guy. No nonsense. He's you know, he's going to battle that pitcher, and he's just a pleasure to have in the middle of that lineup.
He's also been using Ryan Zimmerman's Marucci bat since Ryan's been using Adam Dunn's bats, and he's been doing that since spring training, and I think that's helped too. And he also told me he feels healthy, he's playing every day, and that's made a difference. He's comfortable at the plate.
Thank you, Debbie. And yeah, the 11 to the 16. Oh, and Petit respects Willingham. He's going to give an intentional pass to face Elijah Dukes.
Well, and what you're talking about with Riggleman, I talked to him 2 days ago about that. And, you know, eventually some pitchers, and we're going to face Tommy Hanson and Derek Lowe when we go to Atlanta. You're going to have some pitchers that are really going to do the job and do their job. And you need the starting rotation to stop giving up so many runs, stop throwing 80, 90 pitches in 5 innings. They have to start doing their job. Whatever level you're at, you need to throw strikes. Right. So they got here by doing something right. You don't get to the major leagues and forget how to pitch. And Jim was talking about, listen, the winning streak is nice, but you're not going to score 7 runs every night.
That's right. The winning streak began last Sunday, 5-3 win over Pittsburgh. And it's still cooking today. Elijah Dukes fouls it back. Elijah first time up. Popped up. Willingham at first and Zimmerman down at second. There's 1 away here in the 3rd. Josh Bard on deck. Elijah's 7 RBIs his last 2 starts. And Petit delivers. And they got him at first base. Willingham way off the bag, Rob. And there's 2 down.
Yeah, that's just some bad base running right there by Josh Willingham. Can't run yourself out of an inning, and you can't get thrown out with 1 out right here. And some big hammers coming up behind you.
That wasn't even close. And Dukes with a check swing. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. Elijah recalled from Syracuse, the first of the month, where he had 279 for the Chiefs, 8 doubles, 3 homers, drove in 10 runs. One for 3 against the Diamondbacks on Friday night. And he fouls it back out of play. Can you see a difference, Rob, in Elijah since he's come back up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He has taken more responsibility for his offense and his defense. And that's when you know you're maturing as a player. And that's why he went down to the minor leagues, to concentrate on every at-bat, concentrate on every half inning when you're out there in the field.
Ball got away from Chris Snyder, and Zimmerman goes down to third base. Wonder if Snyder was crossed up on that pitch from Petit.
No. Man on second. You don't know your signs and your catcher's not expecting that. No, that's just a big break on
pitch,
it.
Yeah.
A lot of spin, and actually he knocked it down. It just spun so much it got away from him. I think it hit him in the bottom of the mask.
That's where most of my pitches went. On the bounce.
Nice.
RBI for Elijah. Had a notion to go for 2. Wisely stays at first. The ball gets away. Now he can get second base. And easily takes second. And the Nationals lead 3-1.
Well, that Josh Willingham being picked off first really hurts right now. That would have been another run. Another bad breaking ball up in the zone. Elijah waits on it, smokes it, actually hits Reynolds in the wrist. And that's going to leave a mark on him. And then the bad throw into second base, and Elijah gets to second.
So Elijah Dukes gives the Nats a 2-run advantage here in the bottom of the third, with his 40th RBI of the season. In the last 3 ball games, you saw what he's done.
Well, you will see his batting average steadily climb back up there. That's not what you want to worry about. You want him to get better and more quality at bats.
So Dukes at second, barred for the second time today, grounded out the third in his first trip to the plate.
And give Mike Rizzo a lot of credit, Johnny. About 3 months ago, he said to me, I think we were on the West Coast, and he said, I'm hoping Josh Willingham takes one of the outfield jobs. And now it's his. And at that time, Josh was hitting about 200, 220, and was really struggling at the plate. But the more reps you get, the more at bats you see, the more confidence Josh Willingham, and he's one of our starting outfielders now.
And much more comfortable in left field, too, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's never played right field until this year at the major league level. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You should be able to go left or right in the outfield. I played outfield all through high school, was drafted by the Cardinals as an outfielder. And it's more or less, you know, just judging the ball a little bit differently.
Bard with a swing and a miss and a high heater, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But if you do your due diligence in batting practice and take live balls in batting practice and getting jumps and reading the ball off the bat, I think Josh could be just as good in right as he is in left.
I remember talking to a Cardinal scout when they were scouting you, and the Cardinal scout told me, Bard with the ground ball to second, Roberts has got it on the first. I'll continue the story. When we come back, and the Nationals are retired after 3 in Nationals Park. They lead it 3-1 over Arizona.
Give him a big wave.
Ladies Night is back August 20th. It's just $30. You get yourself access to the rooftop happy hour. A ticket to the game starting at 7 o'clock against the Rockies. Happy hour starting at 4:30. It includes complimentary food and drinks, manicures, massages, player appearances, prizes, fresh FM music, dancing, and more. All you got to do is call 202-675-NATS or visit nationals.com/ladies night. You like that manicure massage, don't you?
Absolutely.
So this Cardinal scout is telling me that this guy Dibble thinks he's an outfielder. We think he's a pitcher. And how true they were.
Well, yeah. I mean, even the guy last night, Danny Hare went to Pepperdine.
Yeah, you're playing outfield when you're not pitching in high school, correct?
I was actually, I didn't start that many games as a pitcher in high school. I actually was the leadoff hitter in center field and shortstop. Nigel Morgan pulls on that ball, but I still hold the triples record at my old high school. I mean, I could run when I was 100 pounds lighter.
Gosh, what happened?
Good living.
Sure. Good, clean living.
Ate myself into the press box.
I'll tell you something. You can put on some pounds at this place.
Oh, my goodness.
It's pretty good food down there. Roberts retired with a fly ball to Niger in center. Stephen Drew, he flew out to Willingham back in the first. He's 0 for 1. And J.D. Martin getting the job done thus far in this ball game as we're in the 4th inning. He's got a 2-hitter going. Both hits allowed to Trent Olchen. Homered the first and a single in the third. Be nice to see Martin and some of these other younger guys give Jim Riggleman 6-7 strong innings.
6 would be wonderful. 7 would be an outstanding outing.
And if you look back on JD's record this year, this is his 5th start. Longest outing against Milwaukee, July 30th. He went 6. Allowed 5 earned runs and 7 hits. In his last outing against Florida, August 4th, 6 hits and 3 earned runs and 4 1/3. And he's even up in the count with Drew, 2 balls and 2 strikes. First time facing the Diamondbacks. And his pitch count today, it's 54. We're in the 4th inning. Through 99 in his last outing against Florida. Morgan going back in center field, looking over his right shoulder, one-handed grab, and there's 2 quick outs. Well, if you're a Virginia Cavalier fan, you well remember Mark Reynolds and Ryan Zimmerman when they were playing down in Charlottesville for the Cavaliers. Mark with 35 homers, Zimmerman's 24. And defensively, both guys terrific. Longoria, Long Beach State, Tulowitzki, you saw his name up there as well. And Reynolds 0 for 1 with 2 quick outs here in the 4th. Reynolds popped up to Adam Dunn in the first. Accounting for the Diamondbacks' only runs last night with that home run.
Oh, you saw Josh Bard right there pounding the ground, wanted that changeup down low, got it. This isn't a bad guy to pitch around. Had a couple of home runs on consecutive games in this series. Got to know which guys in this lineup or any lineup can hurt you and the other guys that you have to attack.
And he lost it.
It wasn't a bad pitch. But with 2 outs, you've got first open.
Yeah, they'll bring up Chad Tracy. He's 0 for 1 in the series on Friday night. Didn't play last night. And he's 0 for 1 today. A 2-out walk to Reynolds. And so now Martin goes to work on Tracy.
This is a guy you want to get ahead of. I know you've just pitched around Reynolds. He's maybe the one guy that can hurt you bad, but this guy's got less than a 300 on base percentage. Struggling at the plate right now.
Yeah, 5 for his last 30. Almost picked off Reynolds at first. Gets back safely. Tracy hitting a .172. And that 5 for 30 streak he's in. One ball, no strikes to the first baseman. And a foul ball down the right field line. In the seats. And the count's even up at 1-1. Since July 25th, Rob, the Nationals and Diamondbacks, the two ball clubs that lead all of Major League Baseball, with the highest slugging percentage. .521 for Washington, and Arizona right behind at .508.
The Nationals, they started off the season on fire. Top 5 offensively in almost every category. Then they kind of went into a low or a valley. Baseball's all about peaks and valleys and trying to stay out of that valley as long as possible. And once things started to catch up, bullpen, defense.
And another fly ball down the right field line, and that one's going to be drifting into seats, foul as well.
Whatever those last 2 pitches are, I wouldn't throw that third time, because Tracy's all over it. Just missing 2 home runs there.
Maybe throwing something outside.
Maybe throwing something outside in the dirt.
Yeah. Try
to make it. See, this is the thing. This is another philosophy that held true my entire career. Make the guy beat you the other way.
And he did. And a line drive to center, base hit. And the Diamondbacks now with 2 outs have got 2 on to the Tracy base hit. And Reynolds jogs down to second. And Chris Snyder, who's 0 for 1.
Well, I think Josh Bard wants to have a conversation about, listen, that guy having trouble hitting water falling out of a boat, and he just wailed one up the middle on you. You got to make a better pitch than that.
He's allowed the Diamondbacks only 3 base hits, 1 here in this inning. In this 3-1 Washington lead. And the 2 runners on base have come with 2 down.
Once again, falling behind. And just hurting yourself.
Got to get that first pitch in for strike, don't you, Rob?
Yeah, because it takes the confidence level away from the hitter. And right now, Snyder's standing there. Okay, he's behind. He's got to come to me.
And the pitch outside.
And this is where our young pitchers get into this little mindset. Second, third time through, I got to keep it away from their bat. Well, they're getting paid to make contact. You're never going to escape their bat other than walking them. So Steve McCaddy's going to come out and ask what's going on.
And talking with Garrett Mock before the ball game today, he was really singing the praises of McCaddy, because when he had him down at Syracuse, he was on him like a wetsuit every single day, telling him what he had to do, this, had to do this, had to do that, and really helped him with his confidence and his focus. And he still is on him. And when McCaddy makes a trip out to the mound, I guarantee he gets these guys' attention.
I asked him the other day, because he's been making regular visits to the mound almost every inning, sometimes twice an inning.
Way too many.
And or not twice an inning, but more than he had been. And he said, I'm not going to wait anymore. He says, if I see something that I don't like, I'm going out there and we're going to discuss it.
A one-way discussion, I believe.
Well, it's not one way. He's not talking down to them.
No.
He's not telling them anything they don't already know. He's just reinforcing these things that they've known for 20 years, going back to when they were, 8 years old, 10 years old. Listen, get ahead, throw strikes, attack the hitters, and things will work out most of the time in your favor. Not all the time. You can't be perfect. No one's ever been perfect playing this game.
Well, Martin's getting himself in some heat now.
Well, yeah.
Hot water, 3-1 count.
if you keep escaping the inevitable, which is contact with the bat, and you don't have stuff to strike out 15, 20 a night, you're going to have to let these guys hit it. And it's better if they hit your pitch instead of the one they're looking for.
And the 3-1. Line drive to center. Morgan drifting back's got a beat on it, and Martin gets out of trouble. He had 2 men on. The Arizona Diamondbacks threaten but do not score. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and it's 3-1 Nationals. Comes across the line. An injury marred President's race. Yep. And Abe hits the tape first. You see way in the background.
Yeah, you would almost think that race is scripted.
Well,
by the way Abe wins all the time. It's almost like watching a wrestling match.
You think? There's a happy Nationals fan. Enjoy this afternoon with Mom, and hope you are too, wherever you may be watching us today on Masson. Johnny Holiday for Bob Carpenter. Bob taking a couple of days off. Be back with you on Thursday when the series begins in Cincinnati against the Reds. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and Gonzalez and Martin and Morgan to face Yasmadero Petit. Nats have 7 hits to go along with their 3 runs. The D-backs only 1-3 and 1. Nationals 25 wins at home, 39 overall, and 7 straight, longest winning streak in Major League Baseball. The Yankees what 6 in a row?
Yankees have been putting it to the Red Sox quite handedly this weekend.
They'll meet again tonight at 8:05. Toronto with a 5-2 lead over Baltimore, 2 outs in the 6th. Since July 25th, the Nats 11-4 under Jim Riggleman. Diamondbacks' second best record with the Cubs, both at 9-5. There's a shot from Gonzalez drifting back, and Young's got it. And there's now 1 down. And J.D. Martin got his first base hit. His first time up. Will face Petit for the second time. J.D. now 1 for 5 in his major league hitting career. First major league hit. He takes a pretty good cut up there.
He's a big kid.
Which did he about 6'5" or so? 6'4", 6'5"? 6'4", 200?
Yeah, at least. The thing about the pitchers is Most of them were probably exceptional athletes growing up, even in college. I remember closer for the White Sox for a few years and held that single season record in saves until last year, Bobby Thigpen. He played with Will Clark or Palmeiro. He was an outfielder in college.
And Martin is retired by the strikeout, and there's 2 down here in the 4th inning. Back to the Nationals, top of the order with Nyjer Morgan. Struck out swinging his last time up after flying out to Holston back in left field in the 1st inning. Nyjer hitting at a .358 clip with Washington. And overall, the .303 batting average. Don't you sometimes think, Rob, how in the world did Pittsburgh ever deal him away from that organization along with Burnett?
Or how did Mike Rizzo steal that?
Exactly. I mean, that's highway robbery right there.
They've been dumping off payroll for the last few years, and whether it's Jason Bay or Brian Giles or.
Did you recognize that club when you played them?
Xavier Nady? No, I did not. You know, I mean, yeah, they say they're going to be better down. No, you're not. You're not going to be able to compete in that division with the payrolls of the Cubs and the way the Cardinals do business and the Brewers.
Morgan, a base hit to left field. Drops it in front of Olsen, and Nyjer's on. So he is 1 for 3. We go to Christian Guzman with 2 down here in the 4th.
This is an Exmo of the ball on the inner half. You saw him get jammed, but still muscle that ball into the outfield.
Just in front of Olsen, and the Nationals have a runner on. That's their 8th base hit off of Petit. And this is the 4th inning.
And the Pirates have now lost 7 straight, falling back to last place, 15 games out of the Cardinals.
And they are leading the Cardinals today 3-1 in the 5th inning. Phillies 1-0 over Florida in the 4th. And here at Nationals Park, it's 3-1. Nats and Morgan.
They even helped the Cubs out by trading Graybo and Gorzelani up to the top of the pack. I don't like to see teams trade within their own division.
You think Petit thinks that Morgan's going to go?
2 outs.
34 stolen bases.
No, but 2 outs, I would say so.
Morgan takes the lead. Petit with a check.
Well, 1-0. This is a hitter's count. We're looking at probably a sub-80 curveball, you would think. It'd be a great pitch to run on if you're Nyjer Morgan.
Guzman now with a batting average of .314. Breaking ball inside, and it's
76 miles an hour.
Just a little off.
See, I told you. I said sub-80.
You knew.
I knew. I mean, but it, you know, you're not going to throw an 88, 87 mile an hour heater down Broadway to Guzzi. He's going to smoke it. Still might be another breaking ball count right here.
Yeah, Guzman looking to continue his hitting streak.
He came with the 86.
Yeah. Catches the outside corner, and it's 2-1.
Well, and Petit now up around 80 pitches, 78 for the game, 54 strikes. He does dominate the strike zone. Just nothing really fantastic in his repertoire.
Again, the check of Morgan at first. And the 2-1. Morgan's going to throw to second base. He's got it.
Oh.
Number 35 for Nyjer Morgan.
Great jump right here by Niger. As soon as he lifts that front leg, he's off to the races, head down. But once again, he goes right over the bag. Watch his feet.
Whoa.
And he's off the bag again.
Barely got it back.
Yep.
And Brian O'Nora, the second base umpire, right there to make the call. So Morgan in scoring position. And the count to Guzman, 3 balls and a strike.
Wow, that almost looked like Drew stuck his hand in his glove before the ball got there.
They want a new baseball. Get rid of that one.
He's looking at his fingers, too.
8 straight games, the Nationals have scored at least 5 runs. And they are playing extremely good baseball under Jim Riggleman. Guzman swings and misses.
3-1, 75-mile-an-hour breaking ball. That's what Petit has to do, and doesn't want to walk Guzman because there's just pain and suffering waiting on deck and in the hole. You've got Zimmerman, Dunn, Willingham waiting.
Count is full with 2 outs. And the 3-2. Downing ball to third. Nice grab. And Reynolds throws the ball away. And Morgan will score from third. So the Nationals now have a 4-1 lead.
Well, Reynolds makes a great play, but stumbles, comes up throwing, sidearm. But he doesn't realize how fast Guzman is. Would have been a hit anyway. Throws it away and allows Niger Morgan to score with 2 outs. Thank you very much, Mr. Reynolds. Sometimes it's better to just eat the ball than to try to make a heroic effort.
And Reynolds charged with an error. That's his second. And no RBI for Guzman.
See, that's wrong. That should be a hit with an error on the throw.
It is a hit.
Okay.
The Nationals have 9.
Right. The RBI wouldn't have scored without the throwing error.
And Zimmerman will step in. High fly ball to center. Young's got a beat on this one.
Broke his back.
And Petit gets out of it, but not before the Nationals push across another run. And after 4 at Nationals Park, they've got a 4-1 lead over
Nats shortstop Christian Guzman. Now, with Jed Lowry on the DL, the Sox have struggled at that position. And according to MLB.com, if the Red Sox are awarded the claim, which hasn't been confirmed, they have 48 hours to work out a deal, or the Nats could pull him back. Now, in order for the Red Sox to be awarded the claim, every team with the record worse than Boston would have to pass on him. And I'll tell you what, the $8 million he's owed next year could make that a logical possibility, Johnny.
Thank you, Debbie, very much. Well, you're looking at Christian Guzman, looks better in red, doesn't he? The Nationals colors. But you never know, do you?
Nope. And that $8 million could help either sign Strasburg or sign a free agent pitcher.
Alex Romero leading off the 5th inning. Just past the outstretched glove of Gonzalez in the right field for a base hit. For the first time, the Diamondbacks have had a leadoff batter on since they began the ball game with Holchin's home run. Chris Young, then Petit will follow. No activity out in the Arizona bullpen. Well, now there is. The left-hander loosening up. And Chris Young, who is 0 for 1 today, popped out the second in his only appearance against J.D. Martin.
Well, and you think about the Red Sox, they'd be eating a lot of money. They ate some money on Renteria's contract. Now Julio Lugo, they jettisoned his contract, and they're eating, I think, about $13 million on him. So then you'd have to swallow the $8 million for next year for Guzman and the rest of this season. But they need desperately, they need the offense. Their offense is struggling. There's a base hit to left field by Young.
And Romero will take third. Young to second, and he's in safe at second. So a double by Young after a single by Romero. And quickly some activity out in that Nationals bullpen.
Good throw by Josh Willingham coming up on this. Makes a play out of what should have been a double by Young. Young's got some excellent speed. I think he hesitated on whether or not to go and try to get the double instead of staying safely at first.
Josh Weitzel will pinch hit for Petit.
Wow. Already into their bullpen.
Yeah, already. And Martin in some hot water here in the 5th inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Tyler Clippard, the right-hander.
Tyler Clippard may get some action today. The D-backs carry 8 in their bullpen.
Pop up down behind the third base dugout out of play. Johnny Holiday along with Rob Dibble here in Masson. Great to have you with us today for Nationals baseball. Bob Carpenter taking a few days off. And the Nats have got a lead of 4-1, going for their 8th consecutive win. And Martin delivers to Weitzel, just missed outside. Count is 2 balls and a strike. 0 for 3 last night for Josh. 1 for 6 in the series. And only 3 for 23 his last 12 games. He did it a home run against the Nationals August 7th, snapping an 0 for 7 5-game slide. On Friday night. And Martin even up in the count to Weitzel. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. With Romero down at third and Young at second. Powell back out of play. Count stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes. You know, Rob, even though that Arizona not exactly in a pennant race in the West, they've had the 2nd best record in the West behind Colorado since the 1st of July. They turned it around like the Nationals have.
Ron, I talked to their broadcasters and Mark Grace and Darren Sutton over there, and they just talked about, and Tom Candiotti also, that they were going through the same thing that got their manager fired, Bob Melvin, that basically the Nationals were going through. the accountability factor, and also that, listen, this is your profession, and it shouldn't matter who's managing you. You should be able to manage yourself. Go out there and bust your butt day in and day out. And it actually took a while. Some guys weren't on the A.J. Hinch program. Now they are. They realize, listen, their jobs and their professional future depends on how they play every day.
Here's a high pop-up in front of the plate. Bard called up by Zimmerman. Zimmerman's got it. There's one down.
Now, that was a nice job by J.D. Martin being traffic cop. Josh Bard has to turn his back to the infield to make a play on that ball. And Willingham came running in, and that's the play for him.
Yeah, the big out.
Let's check this out right here. Now, once this goes up, the pitcher has no part in this. He's not supposed to try to catch it. And right now, he's looking around. He sees Zimmerman coming, and he calls off Bard and helps him make the play.
Teamwork working to perfection. At the top of the D-backs order.
Nice changeup for strike one.
Motion 2 for 2. He has 2 of the 5 base hits. In the third, caught stealing by Josh Bard after a base hit. And a breaking ball, no balls, and 2 strikes. Quickly Martin ahead of the Diamondbacks left fielder.
Change up first pitch, and here's the big 1-0 12-6 breaking ball, 70 miles an hour. Nicely done. Way ahead. Do just about anything right here. Going up with the fastball. Nice idea.
88 in the gun for that one.
Maybe even bring that a little bit farther towards the hitter, though. You come in on Olchin, rock him back on his heels, and then throw a changeup down and away in the dirt and probably get him out.
And the 1-2. Right back to Martin. Looks the runner back. Throws to first. Got him. Great play. Had good mound presence. Looks to third. Looks to second. And gets him at first base.
Well, J.D. Martin's going to do a great job right here. This is what you call happy feet. Okay, look at the guy at third. I got you right there. Oh, not second. Oh, over to first. So he was looking all over the place. He ended up getting the right out. We'll watch this again from the backside. I got you. No, you're not going there. Oh, second. Oh, first.
Hey, McCarty heads out to the mound again. Wouldn't you love to have a mic on the field to catch the dialogue between the infielders yelling for him to go here, go there?
Oh, you know. Trust me, I've been there. Laughing because your head's on a swivel. You need that out desperately. You don't want to give up a run. He's looking around, looking around. Oh, there's Adam Dunn. Because Adam's so hard to find over at first base.
Sure. Only the second ground out of the ball game today with 1 strikeout and 10 flyouts for John Dale Martin.
Hey, doesn't matter how you get it done.
Just get it done.
Just get it done. Try to get through 6 or 7. 5 hits. See those 10 fly ball outs.
But if he can get out of this jam, having runners at second and third,
no outs,
with nobody out,
that would be some pitching.
He has caught the eye of some people, believe me. He's got to work on Roberts. Fouls it back and ahead of him quickly. No balls and a strike. Roberts 0 for 2. In fact, the heart of the order, 2, 3, 4 batters, 3, 4, 5. Have only 1 base hit today off of Martin. Works outside and low. And it's 1-1. 4-1 ball game. We're at the top of the 5th here at Nationals Park on a hot, humid, sunny Sunday afternoon. Ball game about an hour and a half old. Adam Dunn is homered for the Nationals. Breaking ball low, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Martin to check of the runners. Bound into second, should be out of it. Gonzalez on to first. Yes! What a terrific job for J.D. Martin, Rob.
Great job by J.D. Martin.
We go to the bottom of the 5th. The Nationals 4.
Well, he's always been a hard worker. I mean, you know, from his days back when he was coaching in St. Louis in the minors, you know, if he was not playing, his main goal was always, you know, he wants to manage, and he really likes managing, and that's where really he gets a lot of excitement from. If you're not playing, the next best thing to him is managing. So that's what he loves to do. So this opportunity that has been given to him, he wants to take full advantage of it, and obviously try to win as many games as he can. And it seems like they're playing a lot better, so hopefully they can keep it rolling.
All right, sounds good to me too. All right, let's go back upstairs to Johnny. Thanks, John.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Debbie, and congratulations to the Riggleman's family and his mom's birthday today. Very special day. Great family. Down with the ground and down to first. Tracy will toss on to the new pitcher who's just come in for the Diamondbacks, Clay Zavada. And there's one away here in the bottom of the fifth.
There you see Clay this year. Very nice ERA under 3. 16 walks, 32 Ks, the 2-to-1 walk strikeout ratio. Nice for a reliever.
Bill Petit goes 4 innings, allows 9 hits and 4 runs. Zavada 2 scoreless innings against the Pirates his last outing.
And so Petit finishes 84 pitches, 57 for strikes, and 15 first pitch strikes, but 9 hits and 4 runs. That's what he's on the hook for, and the L. If it stays this way.
Yeah, we'll get a couple more here. Josh Willingham. He is 1 for 1. Walked in the third, got picked off after a double in the first. Hitting streak is now at 9 straight. Count is 2 balls and a strike. Clay Zavada, one of 2 relievers to not allow an earned run at home this year. Ryan Sanchez, the other with the Marlins, letting out a high pop up in the infield. Steven Drew's got a beat on it, and there's 2 quick outs.
If you're wondering what the Nationals do before the game, I can tell you what Zim and Willingham were doing. They were watching Survivor Man on TV. And they're both going, I don't think I could survive that long out in the desert. Yeah, what are we going to eat? I don't know. What are we going to drink?
It kind of blows the image of Major League players, doesn't it?
No, that's exactly the way I would think those young men would be. Hey, where's our next meal coming from? Who's going to bring it to us? Who's going to pick up our luggage? No, they're not that spoiled, but they're yelling at the guy on TV. When are you going to get something to eat? Grab a snake or something. Open up that cactus.
Dukes reached base on a fielder's choice. He came up with an RBI single back in the third. It's a high fly ball to left field. Olsen will bring it in, and the Nats are retired quickly. 1-2-3 by Clay Zavada. So after 5, it's 4-1 Nationals. 4-1 lead. The fact that Zimmerman's swinging the bat pretty good, and so is Adam Dunn.
Well, and it's funny, Johnny, because it was about a month ago we talked to Rick Eckstein, and he was worried when we were down in Houston about the middle of the order, getting more timely hits, more big hits, and nothing bigger than this. 2-out double by Zimmerman. Another one right here to start off another inning, diving in there for double, and then the home run by Adam Dunn. And that's when you're working well, when the middle of the order is also setting up the bottom of the order, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So when Niger Morgan and Christian Guzman can't get it done, it's the big boys in the middle of the lineup right now. The 3, 4, 5 guys are just outstanding. They're on a tear. Tyler Clippard will get the call here in the 6th inning. J.D. Martin does an excellent job getting it to at least the 6th inning. And now it's up to the bullpen to get the final 12 outs, excuse me.
And that's what they were looking for, to get at least 5 or maybe 6 good innings. So Martin working himself out of a heck of a jam the last inning. So Tyler Clippard comes on to pitch the 6th. And he inherits a 4-1 lead. And he'll face Stephen Drew leading off the 6th inning. 0 for 2 afternoon for Drew. And for Clippard, 2-1 strikeout to walk ratio since coming up to the ball club. And 8 of his 15 appearances have lasted more than 1 inning. Struck out 7 against San Diego, a Nationals single game record for most strikeouts recorded by a reliever. And the batting average against Tyler since the 1st of July, 133. That is the 3rd lowest in all of Major League Baseball. Came back up from Syracuse July 24th.
That was not a good leadoff walk to Stephen Drew to bring up this guy, the hammer in the middle of their lineup. Mark Reynolds, 35 home runs so far this year, 2 in this series.
So Martin got the job done, allowing only 1 run, and gave up 5 hits in his 5 innings of work. And Jason Bergman loosening up down to the Nationals pen.
Well, with a day off, everybody should be on deck ready to pitch. So you may see Jim Riggleman get someone up almost every inning when someone goes out to the mound.
And it's an interesting scenario because you mentioned, Rob, tomorrow's that off day after 25 games, 25 days. Now that they're playing this well, this winning streak is at 7. A chance today to extend that streak. You would wonder, maybe these guys want to keep playing.
Well, they do need, I think, a day off. I know that we're going to travel tomorrow instead of today after the game. So they'll be able to go home and sleep in their own beds tonight, and then it's a short flight down to Atlanta. But there are some guys that are kind of worn out. A lot of guys are icing up. So after 25 straight days, yes, they're on a tear, 8 straight, but a nice day off before you get to face the rookie right-hander Tommy Hanson. I think will be right on time.
And he is tough. Hanson and Landon on Tuesday, and then Derek Lowe and Craig Stammen on Wednesday on Mass and HD.
Tyler Clippard's been doing a fantastic job, but he's had some trouble after the long outings. When he went 4, he came back the next game, gave up a couple of runs and a home run. When he went 3 innings, he came back, gave up another run. So I mean, it's not that easy, the workload that Tyler's been getting, but he has been saving the day throughout this streak with a lot of innings in middle relief.
And he's got credit for 2 ball games in the win column this year, 1 loss. Facing the toughest guy in this lineup, Mark Reynolds.
Well, there's a changeup that got away from him, up and in.
Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reynolds fouled out to first, walked in the 4th. Yeah, the 2-2 from Clippard to the D-backs third baseman, and it's high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Clippard getting himself into some trouble. With Chad Tracy on deck, then comes Chris Snyder, the Diamondbacks catcher. And Tracy's got 1 of their 5 base hits. And the 3-2. Lost him. Back-to-back walks to begin the 6th inning.
As I said before, in that Pittsburgh, he went 3 innings, didn't walk a man, came back, 3 days later walked 2 guys. So I think that might be it for Tyler Clippard.
And it is, as Riggleman heads to the mound. So Clippard faces 2 batters, couldn't get either one of them retired. Drew and Reynolds both issued free passes. Batters can't get either one of them out. So now Jason Bergman comes on, making his 15th appearance since coming back from Syracuse on July the 4th. He inherits 2 runners on base and nobody out in the top of the 6th there at Nationals Park. Walked 4, struck out 15 since being recalled. And he's behind the count, 1 ball, no strikes to Chad Tracy. A base hit in the 4th. A single to center, then a ground out to first. And a foul ball down the left field line out of play.
Well, I definitely think the setup or even a future closer with Bergman role is possible. He throws in the mid-90s, has a low 90s sinker, great changeup. It's just figuring out how to get ahead and get people out with those pitches, and that's not that easy at this level. He's done a great job since coming back from Syracuse.
Yes, he has. 2 on, a fly ball popped up to left field. Willingham, with their full head of steam's got it, and there's 1 down. So he gets Tracy to foul up, fly ball to left field. Friday nights are Miller Night party nights in Natstown for $20 or $22 for a premium game. You get a scorecard, a scoreboard pavilion seat, and free drink at the bar. You get soda, water, or beer. Come early for the pregame live band and stay for postgame fireworks. All you have to do is call 888-632-NATS or visit nationals.com or stop by the Nationals Park box office. $20 or $22 on Miller Night party nights here at National Park. 1 ball, no strikes to Chris Snyder. He's 0 for 2 today. And the Diamondbacks catcher hitting only .212. Got a chance to drive in a run now. He's at 22 RBIs. He's got a runner in scoring position at second and swings through, and they kind of give it up at 1-1. But once these guys go down, Rob, and when they go back to Syracuse, they all seem to come back with a totally different mindset.
It's as much an attitude adjustment to where you come back a little bit more desperate to do well every time you take the mound. You know, and that sense of urgency is part of what makes you a good major league player. When you get up here and you get kind of comfortable, and I think that before Jim Riggleman took over, and this is no blame of Manny Actic, there were some guys on this team that were way too comfortable. You go get sent down a few times, a few guys get traded, released, a few firings, and all of a sudden, hey, if this is what I want to do for a living, I better put my heart and soul into every outing, and that's why it changes their attitude.
Yeah.
This is the only place you want to play, the only level. You don't want to go up and down and do that Syracuse shuttle deal.
Foul ball back from Chris Snyder. Even talking to Elijah Dukes the other day. I haven't seen him since I was away last week, and I said, welcome back. I hope you're up here to stay. And he said, you don't have to remind me about that. I'm here to stay. Believe me. Nothing against our friends in Syracuse, but I'd rather be here. Worked on a few things down there, got them straightened away, and been pretty productive. Started with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 down here in the 6th. And 2 on for the D-backs. Bouncing ball to Zimmerman. On to second for 1. Nice. Got a double play, and Bergman comes in and gets out of it. Got Tracy to fly out to left, and Snyder to bounce into a double play. We go to the bottom of the 6th at Nationals Park with a 4-1 lead for the Nats. Nats lead here as we go to the bottom of the 6th, and a nice job for Jason Bergman getting Chris Snyder to bounce into a Zimmerman to Gonzalez to Dunn double play to get out of the inning.
Well, and I got to tell you too, Johnny, if he doesn't cut this ball off in front of Guzman, that double play doesn't get turned. So Zimmerman, that was a great judgment on his part by picking this off in front of Guzman. It was a slow roller, quick flip, and Gonzalez with a nice turn.
Now you got Josh Bard and Gonzalez in the number 2 hole coming up here in the 6th. And then the question remains, does Bergman hit? No activity. Got his helmet on down there. So
yeah, let Bergie go.
Sure, let him go.
He could probably finish out the game.
Plays Zavada. And will face Bard, the left-hander for the Diamondbacks. And Josh 0 for 2 in this ball game after a 1 for 3 night last night, as the Nats roll to their 7th consecutive win, and Bard with a home run. Only his 2nd of the year. And I think you pointed out, Rob, he's not here to hit home runs, he's here to catch. And he's done a heck of a good job, as has Nieves, with this young pitching staff in the absence of Flores.
Well, I don't think when he joined the Nationals organization he thought he was going to be the everyday starting catcher, but that's what happens. And sometimes injuries force you into a place you haven't been in a while. He was going to be a backup in Boston. He was a backup in San Diego, and he has done a great job. And a lot of it with a pulled groin, and was hitting wonderfully throughout that entire thing. He was getting some clutch hits for the team and calling great games. And as you said, handling a very young, inexperienced pitching staff. And he and Will Nieves have really helped his team get to where it is to get it in position to win 7-8 straight games.
And Bard takes the pitch, just misses outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it was about, what, the last part of March or the 1st of April he got released by Boston? He had no job.
No job.
And a base hit to left for Josh Bard. Nice way to start this 6th inning with his first hit of the day. And Roberto Gonzalez had turned that nice double play. Everybody in the Nationals lineup. has got a base hit, including J.D. Martin. They've got 10 base hits in this ball game. And Gonzalez himself is 1 for 2 after an 0 for 2 Friday night appearance and then 0 for 2 Saturday. Bard with the lead at first. And a breaking ball catches the outside part of the plate. And Padilla getting set to step in. And hit for Jason Bergman. So our wishes will not come true, Rob. And a pump up down behind shortstop, and Drew drifting back. He's got it. And there is one down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. So Jorge Padilla will step in as a pinch hitter. In for Bergman. And Padilla still looking for his first base hit after being brought up on Wednesday from AAA Syracuse. His numbers were staggering. 367, gets his first base hit since being recalled. Bard to second, Padilla first pitch swinging, and then Action got 2 on and 1 down.
Well, they got something cooking right here. As Padilla gets his first hit. Wanted to go back to Gonzalez for a second, talking about his fly ball ratio. 5 for his last 36, Johnny. So he's got to start getting it down. And right there, Padilla makes the most of his at bat here, shooting it into right center field. First and second now. That'll bring Nigel Morgan up as we turn over the lineup again.
With only 1 down, and Mr. Hustle, great story about Niger. The Tony Plush background is quite interesting.
The Rat Pack. I want to meet the other guys in the Rat Pack.
When I first met Niger, first thing he said, Johnny Holiday? Yeah, right. What's your real name? He said, that's about as sincere as my Tony Plush. 11 base hits now for the Nats. First pitch swinging, Morgan fouls it back.
Now, what was it? It was Frank Sinatra, Joey Bishop, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr. Wasn't there one more? That was it? It was just 4?
That's the Rat Pack.
Okay. Peter Lawford,
that's right. It's inside. The count is 1-1.
Now, you must have met them over your travels. Come on.
No. None of
out with those guys?
No.
Old Blue Eyes?
Never had a chance to meet them. No.
Dean Martin's my favorite. Although Sammy Davis Jr. was amazing.
Yeah, he really was. Ball and 2 strikes to Morgan. Nationals work out in the bullpen.
Rosales throwing down there. Yeah, you'll get your turn, Mr. Rosales. Just you wait.
So Zavada got himself a little hot water now here in the 6th with Bard and Padilla on. The count to Morgan, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Check a Bard at second. And Morgan fouls it back out of play behind the third base dugout. Four 11-0 for the Nationals, 1-5-2 for Arizona. They had only 5 base hits last night. With a 5-2 loss. And the 2-2. Breaking ball misses outside. And it's full count. Guzman on deck, then Zimmerman will follow. Then Adam Dunn.
I don't even know if Bard can score on a base hit here.
To think about when he had that pulled groin, Rob, he never complained. The guy played, night after night, he's playing, hobbling. Anytime he got a base hit or tried to score a run.
No, he was gutting it out.
Yep.
It was some gritty stuff because you got to get back there and squat for 9 innings too, besides hitting the 4 times, running the bases and whatnot. So, I mean, leaning in, leaning out, the lateral movement on the groin. And like you said, he didn't once complain.
Elijah Morgan still battling. Clay Zavada in relief of Yasmani Petit.
I'm just trying to figure out how much faster he was before he hurt the groin.
And he loses Morgan.
That's not good when you lose the lefty and you're the lefty reliever.
Yeah, and you're facing Guzman, Zimmerman, and Dunn.
That'll do it for him.
With 1 out. Niger among the National League leaders in infield hits and in bunt hits and outfield assists, and he has done everything anybody expected him to do when he came to the Nationals. We'll step out for a moment. Nats up 4-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Be right back. That concession stand is doing quite well on a hot afternoon. And they've also changed catchers now for the Diamondbacks. So a whole new battery. There's Rosales coming. What's this guy got, Rob?
Rosales throws pretty well. He just has given up a lot of hits and the walks, and thus the high 5 earned run average. He's just young. You start him off with a changeup here.
And Montero now doing the catching. One ball, no strikes. The Guzman ball almost got away from Montero. And Guzman quickly had to count 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, nowhere to put him. No. You get yourself behind with a couple of off-speed pitches. Not going to endear yourself to the manager.
Bases loaded, 1 out. And Rosales delivers inside. 3 balls and no strikes to Guzman.
You got to make him throw a strike now. Nothing but pain coming up. Zimmerman and Dunn on deck.
And then Duke says, let me get a shot at this guy too. Lost him. 4 pitches. Guzman walks. Forces in the run from third base, and the Nationals have a 5-1 lead.
No, actually, I think this is Mel Stottlemyre coming out now to talk to him.
So Bard will score from third. Padilla moves up. Morgan moves up. And Guzman at first. 9 consecutive games, the Nats have scored at least 5 runs. And they're on their way to perhaps their 8th consecutive win. They've got a 5-1 lead now. And Ryan Zimmerman doubled his first 2 trips to the plate, flew out to Chris Young his last time up back in the 4th. His hitting streak now 13 consecutive games. He has homered 4 of his last 5 games. 2 for 4 last night, 2 for 3 today. And you got the bases loaded for Ryan.
That's 5 straight balls. I just sit on this guy until he throws a strike.
We got to. And Rosales the 1-0. 6 straight balls. They have the 2-0 to Zimmerman. Morgan at second, Padilla at third, Guzman at first. Nowhere to put Zimmerman. Finally gets a strike. Rosales had more success. Zimmerman, a check swing. Back to Rosales. Gets the force at home.
That'll play to run, though.
Yep. And it's 6-1.
Wasn't pretty, but effective. Actually didn't, because it was a force at the plate. I apologize. It was almost a 1-2-3 double play. The Ryan Zimmerman at first. And still more activity out in that Arizona bullpen. As Merling Vasquez loosening up. Well, if Adam can get a hold of this guy, this came out of reach.
Guzman at second, Morgan at third, Zimmerman at first base. Yes, Padilla got forced at home for the second out. 7th batter of this inning. And a check swing for a strike. Well, a base hit, Rob, right here.
Well, throws him the 91-mile-an-hour fastball away. Hit that down the left field line. If he throws that changeup again, put that up in the upper deck. Give him a changeup away.
1 ball and 2 strikes. There is the Dunn shift is on. Take a look down between third and second. Nobody there. And Rosales with a 1-2. Missed outside. Morgan halfway down to home plate, but there's nobody covering third. Why not?
No one even close to third.
Yeah, the closest guy is Drew at shortstop.
But
no, I'm sorry, Reynolds the third baseman.
Reynolds is over.
It's
in the
short.
hole.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 1 in. And he gets out of the inning, striking out Adam Dunn. So the Nationals do add 1 more run. They now lead Arizona 5-1. We go to the 7th. John Lannon heads to the Hill in Atlanta at Turner Field, 7 o'clock in Mass in HD. John 8-8, 3.39 ERA against Tommy Hanson. He's 6-2 with a 3.22 ERA. Coverage beginning at 6:30, but that's extra. Hosted by Byron Kerr and Ray Knight. I'll be along with Rob in Atlanta for games on Tuesday and Wednesday. Two of the biggest thrills of my month. And there's Lannon and Hanson, the two starting pitchers on Tuesday night. And boy, that should be a great matchup. And John pitching as well as anybody in Major League Baseball. Trying to butt his way on for a base hit, lays it down, but it's foul. Alex Romero leading off the 7th here for the Diamondbacks. And Romero today is 1 for 2. Flew out to center, then I got a line shot to center. Chris Young is next for the on-deck circle, and Ron Vallone has come on in relief. Bouncing ball past Gonzalez into center field for a base hit. Romero able to get base hits his last 2 times to the plate. That's Arizona's 6th hit of the afternoon.
And we still have 9 outs. These are the most difficult to manage. As I said before, and that'll probably get the bullpen going. You got a lot of guys you can use down in that bullpen. You have an off day.
Well, thus far they've called in Clippard and Bergman. Now Ron Vallone. And the veteran left-hander delivers. 1 ball and no strikes to Chris Young. Well, Ron was on fire when he came to the ball club May 7th through June 9th. He had 17 scoreless innings in his first 19 appearances. He can still get up for pretty good, can't he?
No, and he's got great movement on his pitches, but I think that, you know, he was going out there so much, and at one point the bullpen was just getting overexposed, and he just ran out of gas for a time. Remember, he is almost 40 years old.
And a good guy.
He's a great mentor to a lot of the younger guys down in the bullpen. So it's not just what he adds when he's in the game. He adds an awful lot off the field.
Count to Chris Young. It's 2 balls and a strike. Top of inning number 7. Vallone with a check of the runner. Alex Romero at first. And he deals inside. Caught the corner for strike. 2-2. On deck is Miguel Montero, who came in to catch last inning. And the 2-2. Broken back bouncer to second. Could be 2. Gonzalez to Dunn. Got it. Hope you'll come out on Tuesday, August the 18th, and watch the Nats be one of the first 10,000 fans to arrive. Get a free Washington Nationals t-shirt. How about calling 888-632-NATS or visit nationals.com or simply stop by the Nationals Park box office. 2 down here to Twin Killing, which erases Romero. And Chris Young bouncing to a double play. And that'll bring up Montero. And Vallone delivers. And it's ball 1. Montero with a .281 batting average. Driven in 35 with 11 home runs this year. And the 1-1.
Well, you'd love to have Vallone get Montero out, this lefty, and then you have Olchin coming up next inning. If he were to be out, you would hope that he could go one more hitter, get that lefty, and then bring in Sosa.
Foul back out of play. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You may be able to get a 5-out save out of Sosa, or the save's the same, not a save, but get him to get 5 outs and get McDougal another day off before you have to go to Atlanta and then Cincy. It is still cooking out there.
92 at game time. There's a shot past Malone into center field for a base hit. The Montero keeps the D-backs alive. 19,938 on hand today with this Sunday swan song for this homestand for the Nationals. And Romero goes straight up the middle, right past Malone for the base hit.
Exmo, this pitch right down the middle, right back up the middle by Montero. And Ron just a hair slow getting down and getting that ball.
And back to the top of the Diamondbacks order as we head through the batting order for the 4th time today. Fulton with a home run, gets another base hit, almost hit Montero. He'll hold up at second, and he's got 3 for the afternoon. Montero down to second. Fulton to first with a base hit, and with 2 outs, there's 2 on. With Ryan Roberts coming up.
That's going to do it for Malone. Comes Jim Riggleman.
Yep. And the call to the bullpen. Well, let's see, possibly coming up. Riggleman telling him what he's going to do. The home plate umpire Tom Hallion. And we will take a break, and we'll come back and continue in a moment. Nationals lead it by a score of 5-1.
Boy, Adam Dunn hitting number 30 for the 6th straight season and frees it right there. The moment of impact, the head perfect down, bat out in front, and Petit serves it up to Adam Dunn for his 30th home run, 84th RBI. That's your Coors Light freeze cam, and I talked to him before the game. We will play that interview on Tuesday, so tune in Tuesday.
Exclusive, I might add.
Well, an exclusive. We were working around the batting cage, and he will show you what it's like to be him and his approach coming up to the plate.
So Jorge Sosa comes in. He had a perfect 1-2-3 ninth last night, as Jim Riggleman has used half of his bullpen. 4 guys remaining out there: Sean Burnett, Logan Kensing, Mike McDougal, and Saul Rivera. As Sosa becomes the 4th reliever to hit the hill here at Nationals Park. 2 down here in the 7th. And the Diamondbacks put together a little run. Swing and a miss. On an 85-mile-an-hour fastball to Roberts, who is 0 for 3. He has it safely in 3 of his last 4 ball games. The check swing fouled, and quickly Sosa heading the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, 2 great 85-mile-an-hour breaking balls. One that dove down, and then one was like a cut fastball, maybe a little bit of a slide piece. Call it a slurve. Saw him kind of drop below 3/4 and surprised Roberts. Now you're way ahead.
Montero down at second. Olchin down at first. And the 0-2 from Sosa. Roberts just missed outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nationals looking for their 2nd consecutive series sweep after sending the Marlins back home with a sweep. And he strikes out. Roberts flings the bat down in disgust. And so Sosa comes in and gets the job done, striking out Roberts. Watch this pitch. Along with Rob Dibble. Beautiful, beautiful day in the nation's capital. And Nationals fans loving this ball game today. No matter how young, how old they may be, even the mascot gets into all the activity. With a 5-1 lead, all going well today for this ball club.
Well, and you know, you'd like to script it a little better with J.D. Martin. Maybe you could go 6 or 7, but you had an off day coming after today's game, so you're able to use a lot more guys out of the bullpen. Now they've been in it for the last couple of innings. They've had 4 guys already pitched, but Sosa did a great job right there. So you know what? Things are working out really well, but you don't want to continue to have 4 and 5 inning starts, because eventually it's going to blow out your bullpen, and you're going to go into a 7-game losing streak, which is what the Pittsburgh Pirates are on right now. You don't want to see that anymore this season.
And we go to the bottom of the 7th here at Nationals Park. Sosa coming in with a big strikeout of Ryan Roberts. And the Nationals begin the 7th with Josh Willingham. He'll lead off, followed by Elijah Dukes. Willingham a shot to short, and Steven Drew's got the one-handed grab this one down.
As I said, I mean, they got to figure out this rotation. Still got 50 games to play. There's got to be somebody down in the minor leagues that can go 6 or 7 innings. The bullpen doing an excellent job, and your offense shouldn't be called upon to bail you out every night.
And that's kind of like what the story's been, hasn't it? The offense, thank goodness. Dukes falls behind, no balls and a strike.
Well, going into mock start, 5 starts previous to that during the 7-game winning streak or 6-game winning streak, 5 of those starts, the starters were averaging 4 innings, and the bullpen was averaging 5 every game. That's backward.
Dukes with a high fly ball to Chris Young, and there's 2 quick outs. And coming up after our ball game today, be sure and stick around because going to be talking about everybody pitching in the offense for the ball club. How about Martin charming the Snakes today in Jim Riggleman's press conference? All the Nats Extra postgame brought to you by Verizon Fios with Byron Kerr and the Silver Fox, Raymond Charles Knight. Johnny Holiday with Rob Dibble. Carpenter's off for a couple of days. Happy to have you along with us today for Nationals baseball. And Josh Bard is swinging a miss and a fastball. Got a hit his last time up. 1 for 3 day for Bard. Gonzalez next on deck. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning at Nationals Park. Pitching, hitting, defense. Kind of simple, isn't it, Rob?
Well, it's nice when you can put it all together. It's been a long time coming this season, but it's been there. The talent, especially offensively, has been there the whole season.
Have you been in ball clubs that you pitched for where they had gone through losing streaks and seemed like everything was going against them, everything was going for the opponents, and then all of a sudden, boom, something happens and you get in the roll and everybody's confidence picks up?
I'll tell you about that in the next half inning.
Roberts on to Tracy. It's a quick 1-2-3 that inning. For the Diamondbacks, Leo Rosales. We'll take a break and we'll come back, and top of the 8th we go at Nats. Home run early in the ball game put the Nationals on top 2-1. He's got a 1 for 4 day. That 2-run homer, his 30th of the season. And we go to the top of the 8th under Jim Riggleman. As the interim skipper, the Nationals have won 13 and lost 11. When you look at the losses, though, for the ball club since he took over, and after the All-Star break, they dropped the first 5 that he managed. Won a couple, lost 2 more, won 4 in a row, then lost 4. And since that time, they have reeled off 7 consecutive victories. Now, nothing like winding up a homestand with 2 consecutive series sweeps as you hit the road.
No, Johnny. Got 6 outs to go.
Stephen Drew, Mark Reynolds, Chad Tracy.
Smack you like I smack Bob around when
you hit him a little bit.
That. Oh, you know, don't count those chickens before they get there.
Elijah Dukes looking up, hasn't moved at all, stood right there in his tracks, and hauls in the long fly ball from Drew to begin the 8th inning. I wonder what those bruises were on Carpenter's face.
Well, I don't know about his face.
Where did you slap him?
I can't tell you that.
I understand.
It's classified. Remember, this is Washington.
Mark Reynolds.
I don't know if your clearance is high enough, Clarence.
If I get you in the White House, you'll really have respect for me then, won't you?
Absolutely. I have respect for you now.
I'll call my people and let them know.
We'll see if my security clearance is high enough.
Exactly. Swinging a long drive to left field. And that one is going up in the seats about 15 rows back. And Reynolds has hit another home run.
That's three straight games for that guy.
Number 36 with a former Virginia Cavalier. And it's a 5-2 ball game.
And coming into today over a 15-game span this season, the 2 hottest hitters, Zimmerman and Reynolds. 10 homers for Reynolds, 9 for Zim. That's number 11. 11 home runs in 16 games for Mark Reynolds.
Nobody's hit more than Ryan and Mark have.
Nope. It's 20 home runs since July 23rd. Between those 2 men.
Had a 2-run shot last night and a solo today. You saw the graphic about the combined numbers outside for a ball. No, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 for 3 for Chad Tracy. We got a single back in the 4th inning. Yeah, the D-backs first baseman. Sosa delivers.
Come on, go get it.
Long run for Josh Willingham, and he can't get there. And the ball just fouled.
See what I mean about counting those chickens early there, Johnny?
That's right. I have all the confidence in the world.
I'm glad you do.
Gerardo Parrar with a .294 batting average. And Sosa delivers. And a strike.
Well, you had asked me before we went to break about teams. In 1989, we had 3 different periods where we lost 10 straight games. We finished 5th. Came back in 90 and won a world championship. Never were out of first place the entire season. So it can be changed. I mean, you need to be healthy. Talk about playing defense. You need some pitching.
Yep.
It's got to be strong up the middle.
1-1 from Sosa. The power. Bouncing ball. Gonzalez could be 2. On to Guzman. On to first. To Belliard. Another twin coming for the Nationals. That's at the 3rd in this ball game. And gets Sosa out of some hot water as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And that's up by 3.
That insurance run right there. If it was just 3-1, it would be 3-2 right now. So Elijah Dukes gets your fourth drive of the game. And Scott Schoenweiss comes out of the bullpen.
Congratulations to Elijah for a nice ball game this Sunday afternoon in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, how about 8 RBI in 3 games?
That'll keep you in the lineup, won't it?
That'll keep you coming back.
The D-backs once again go to their bullpen. And Alberto Gonzalez will lead off this 8th inning for Washington. Scott Schoenweiss, one of third scoreless innings at Pittsburgh. He had been scored on in his previous 5 outings until he got to the Pirates, Den, and Pittsburgh in 21 home games. Opponents hitting only .240, about a better average on the road against him.
That's not like room service.
And the left-hander delivers inside to Gonzalez.
Well, Alberto's got to get it going here. 5 for 36 in his last 11 ball games.
Right-handed batters against Schoenweiss hitting .323. Left-handers .260. Giving up 5 home runs. And he's been a workhorse since 2005 with 332 relief appearances. Nobody has any more among left-handers. And 4th among all the relievers in baseball. Chad Qualls leads the majors, 357. We're in the 8th inning, a 5-2 lead for the Nationals. Gonzalez works the count to 3 balls and a strike. Got his first hit of the series back in the 2nd with a double. And the 3-1. There's his second base hit of the afternoon.
Well, that's more of his game. The slashing, slice and dice up the infield and outfield.
So Gonzalez leads off the 8th with a base hit. And Ronnie Belliard to the plate for the first time.
It's a good job right here. Alberto going the opposite way, stays down, threw the ball right into right field. Good way to start off the bottom of the 8th. Insurance never hurts, so if you could scratch another run across.
And Belliard looks the pitch ball.
Ronnie Belliard has just been on fire lately.
The last 8 games hitting .500. Bouncer down to Reynolds at 3rd. Only one play at 1st, but he gets Belliard. And there's one down. And Niger Morgan will lead off. Follow the Nats on your iPhone and iPod Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009. It features play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcast. Visit Nationals.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase. So Gonzalez to 2nd on the Belliard ground out. And Niger Morgan flew out to left. Struck out swinging.
Get up there.
Bounder up the middle, base hit. Gonzalez around 3rd. He'll come in to score. The Nats lead it 6-2. And Niger Morgan drives in his 36th run of the year.
Well, this is one of the better at bats by Niger Morgan. Lefty reliever, right back up the middle. Huge RBI. Gonzalez comes in easily. Niger back in the 4th manufacturer run with the single, stolen base, and then the error on the throw. He scored easily.
Boy, Rob, always good to get that insurance run. Morgan going. Got a great leap A lead on the catcher. No shot at getting Niger. Steals his second base of the afternoon. 36th of the season.
Trying to add some more insurance. That will put McDougal back on the bench out in the bullpen and maybe let Sosa finish the ball game. Right here, as soon as he lifts up that leg, starts going home, off to the races. The Exmo.
Great camera work, huh?
Wow, the Exmo, which between 500 and 700 frames per second. See the lights, which aren't blinking.
That'll drop in for a base hit.
He's going.
Morgan around in third. He will slide across the plate and score. And it's 7-2. Christian Guzman with his 40th RBI. How nice is this?
Well, when it rains, it pours. The second worst fielding team in baseball. The Arizona Diamondbacks. It falls in front of Chris Young. Niger Morgan waved home by Pat Listash. So 7-2, Johnny. But that's what speed does for you. He steals a base, little blooper into center field, and he scores because the center fielder can't make a clean pickup.
And the Nationals today, that's their 15th base hit. Zimmerman a line drive to center field for a base hit. Bobbled by Young. Guzman had a notion to go to third.
Just fires it. It's not funny because we've seen it from our guys, but it's funny when it's the other team kicking it around.
The Guzman to second. Zimmerman to first with a base hit.
Third hit of the day, 2 doubles and then a single. Just tearing the cover off the ball. And because you had to double switch, Adam Dunn is out of the ball game. So Jorge Sosa will hit for Jorge Sosa. How many times do you think this guy's ever hit out of the cleanup spot in the big leagues?
Yeah, I'm guessing none.
Not bad, though. 3 homers. This guy has some skills.
Squares off to bunt. Pull the bat back.
Blaine Boyer.
He's allowed 1 earned run his last 5 outings out of the Diamondbacks pen. No balls and a strike to Sosa. In came Tracy charging from first base, expecting the bunt, and it's a ball and a strike. Talk about hot. Zimmerman 2 for 4 last night. 3 more hits today. 1 for 3 Friday. 4 for 4 on Thursday against Florida. Think he's hot?
Well, he's hot. I hope he and Josh Willingham continue to watch Survivor Man before the game.
Bunt by Sosa. Thrown out at first, but he moves the runners up.
Great job by Sosa bringing up Willingham here. 2 outs, second and third, Johnny.
The Guzman to third. Zimmerman to second. And a chance.
And that will bring Boyer into the game.
And Schoenweiss is done. So Blaine Boyer becomes the 4th Diamondback pitcher to trot in from that left field bullpen. He'll be on the mound when we come back. Arizona. And the Nationals already pushing across 2 runs here in the bottom of the 8th to extend their lead to 7-2 with a 15-hit attack. And there's 2 outs with Zimmerman at second, Guzman at third, and Boyer will face Josh Willingham with 2 down. Josh, a 1 for 4 afternoon, extending his hitting streak to 8 straight.
Well, the Nationals have been attacking the Diamondback pitching the way Bartolo Colon attacks the spread.
That's good.
Thank you.
That's really good.
Well, Boyer probably didn't want to be a part of this mess today. Well, I'm safe down here in the bullpen. Showing Weiss will get 3 outs, and I'll get back on the bus and fly to wherever they're going.
This is the day that's seen Guzman, Zimmerman, Dunn, and Willingham all extend their hitting streaks. Guzman at 15, Zimmerman 13, Dunn at 9.
Everybody in the starting lineup got a base hit, including the pitcher. Jorge Sosa walks up. Very few probably major league at bats. Lays down an unbelievably perfect bunt. I mean, just everything is going the Nationals' way right now.
Yeah, the 2-1 on the way to Willingham. Missed outside. Count is 3 balls and a strike with Elijah Dukes looming over the on-deck circle. And the 3-1. Walked in, bases loaded.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing Mr. Boyer make a mistake to Mr. Dukes.
This would be icing on the cake, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Guzman at third, Zimmerman at second, and Willingham at first. There's Boyer on the right. He'll face Dukes on the left. RBI single in the third for Elijah. Good cut. 0-1.
I think the Nationals, it's a little payback for having some sand kicked in their faces earlier in the season. I don't care if the score's 20-2. Stay out there and play all day.
And Dukes takes the pitch inside and tight. Kind of makes up for that trip out to Arizona back in May, doesn't it? D-backs won the first 2 ball games, and the Nats salvaged the third. 2 balls and 1 strike to Elijah Dukes. And the bases are loaded. 2 runs are in the 8th inning. 7-2 Washington. Nobody up in that Nationals bullpen. And the pitch. And it's 3 balls and a strike. Think the take will be on here, Ron?
No.
Make him throw a strike?
No, not with Elijah. If it's close, let Elijah swing away. You still want to play some situational baseball here because there are some guys like Elijah that only have a couple of years in the major leagues.
The 3-1 to Dukes. Ball, strike 2.
Well, if it's not perfect, you don't need to swing at it. But 3-1 right here, it's a running fastball that's just off the plate. Could have been ball 4.
93-mile-an-hour fastball, too. Everybody's going to be running on the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, bases loaded. Almost took Guzman.
Yeah.
Batting helmet
don't
off.
Kill Christian over there.
Yeah.
The runners were going, and Christian knows that a full hack right there just went over his head. Elijah Dukes with the foul ball.
And Pat Listach down at third base. And the runners will be going again. Grounder up the middle. It is a base hit. And 2 runs will score. Guzman scores. Zimmerman scores. Rolling in to third, and Dukes drives in 2 more.
Good for you, Elijah. Good for you. Well, Boyer throws a fat 3-2 pitch up. It jams Elijah, but he is a strong young man, and that is now 10 RBI in 3 games, Johnny.
And he's got 3 today, and the lead now is 9-2. 16 hit attack.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Why do I keep thinking of what he said? I don't want to go back to Syracuse. I'm here to stay. I think he's proven that point. The Dukes at first. Bard trying to keep things going with a 4-run 8th inning. That ball had eyes on it, right up the middle. And Bard will pop it up to the third baseman. Mark Reynolds has a beat on this one. And that is the end of the 8th, but not before the Nats. Everybody buzzing about this ball club around the country as they've got a big lead heading into the 9th inning. The bullpen today, Rob, with Bergman, Valone, and Sosa really getting the job done.
How about the bullpen all week? Jason Bergman right here will induce a great big double play. Zim over to Gonzo, over to Dunn, then Ron Valone comes in. He'll induce a big double play right there. Guzzi to Gonzo to Dunn, and then Jorge Sosa comes in, picking up one of his compadres. 4, 6, 3, shut it down. So the bullpen coming in since July 20th. That ERA lower now. Tremendous job. The batting average right there. That's one of my favorite stats. And then the low walk ratio, 2-1. So Steve McCatty has almost a smile on his face.
And Sosa delivers to start the 9th inning as Willie Harris goes to left field.
I know the cat. The cat laughs after the game.
He does, doesn't he?
During the game, he is all business.
Alex Romero leads off the 9th for Arizona. And the count to Romero, 1 ball and a strike. Even as we speak now, Rob, Ray Knight and Byron Kerr getting set to have a great Nats Extra post game. A lot to talk about this game. Pop up down behind third base. Zimmerman drifting over, and there's one down. In the ninth. Well, if you're wondering about Jim Riggleman as the interim manager today, entering this ball game 13-11, he's just 2 outs away from his 14th win. What point do you make Riggleman the permanent manager? Dave Archibald of Arlington, Virginia, emails us at MASNsports.com. Good question, Rob.
It's a great question. First of all, you have to stabilize the organization and make a permanent general manager, and Mike Rizzo would be a tremendous candidate.
Would he ever?
And then you can stabilize the team by making Jim Riggleman the permanent manager. He's done an outstanding job. He got a raw deal in Seattle, and hopefully he won't get the same kind of deal from D.C. But he definitely deserves it. He's got these guys accountable for their actions, playing much better baseball. Got them a totally different game plan. They use a lot more team speed. A lot of that came, though, with Nyjer Morgan.
And Chris Young is down. 1 out away from their 8th consecutive win. Young strikes out for the second time.
Well, Chris Young is continuing to struggle at the major league level. Sosa has an excellent breaking ball.
Sosa came in last night, a perfect 1-2-3 ninth. Getting the job done again today in relief. Delivers to Miguel Montero, a strike.
Well, this would be a fantastic 7-out performance by Sosa if he can complete it right here.
Bouncing ball to first. Nice grab by Belliard. Tosses on. Game is over. The Nationals have won it. Their 8th consecutive win. How about this one? 9-2. And what a nice way to end the ball game. A terrific play by Belliard to block that ball from going in the right field. 9-2 the final. We'll be back in a moment.